It is time for another episode. Today with the topic of the best revolvers for concealed carry. Of course, nowadays, when you hear revolvers, you just think that this is an outdated design. However, until today, the good old wheel gun has some advantages on its side that makes it a useful carry. Gun also, and especially for concealed carry. We have here some of the best concealed carry revolvers to choose from. Consider subscribing if you haven't already to see more content like this. Without further ado, let's get into it. Smith & Wesson BodyGuard 38. The Smith & Wesson BodyGuard 38 is chambered for 38 special rounds. If you think that its name is a giveaway, you are right. There are other versions as well. You can also get it in 380 ACP, but shooting a revolver is just more fun when you use actual revolver rounds like the 38 Special. With this gun, you get the quality that comes with the name Smith & Wesson, as well as the lifetime service policy of this company. This revolver is sleek and hammerless. You get a smooth draw from your pocket holster without snagging. The standard offering for this wheel gun includes a Crimson Trace integrated laser, a pin black ramp front sight, ambidextrous cylinder release, and synthetic grips. The capacity is 5 rounds. For that, it comes with a 1.9-inch barrel and an overall length of 6.6 inches. Its empty weight stands at 14.4 ounces. Great is the addition of the Crimson Trace laser in the grip. Especially less well-trained shooters will have a problem being on target in the stress of a self-defense situation. With this laser, you see where the bullet will land before you pull the trigger. When you are looking for the cylinder release, you will be surprised. Normally, it sits on the left-hand side. Depending on the manufacturer, you either push it in, push it forward, or pull it back. With this gun, it sits on the top of the frame behind the rear sights. This way, it can be used with either hand. New shooters will like this feature while all the others will have to first get used to it. The grips itself are comfortable, but there are better ones on the market. For your concealed carry use, they are fine. If you want to use this shooter as a range gun, you might want to change them. However, keep in mind that you would also lose the laser if you do so. With all the features, especially the laser, this gun cost you only a little over $450. Ruger LCR. If you're looking for a pocket gun that won't drag your shorts down, or an ankle gun that won't feel like an exercise leg weight, then the LCR is your huckleberry. One of the design objectives of the LCR was to create a lightweight revolver. The L stands for lightweight, after all, and Ruger succeeded handily with this. By mating a polymer fire control housing and grip frame to an aluminum upper, which houses a steel barrel and cylinder. For that, it is super light with a weight of just 13.5 ounces. Also, it is small, having an overall length of 6.5 inches, with a barrel length of 1.87 inches. The Ruger LCR has been used and tested time and again and functions just flawlessly. Its low weight does make it easy to carry but harder to shoot. It is quite snappy with 357 Magnum rounds, and not much better with 38 Specials plus P. To mitigate this somewhat, Ruger includes the Hogue rubber grips as a standard, which make it much easier to control this powerful beauty. The most impressive aspect of the LCR for me was the trigger. As I've noted previously, that patented cam system gives the LCR an excellent trigger for a mass production gun. The pull on the LCR is sufficiently light and smooth to feel like a marked improvement on the standard Smith & Wesson J-frame trigger. The price for the 38 Special plus P variants is below $500, while those in 357 Magnum cost you more than $600. In the end, it is up to you what you want to carry and why. Taurus 85. Why a 5-shot revolver over some of the newer, small-frame 380 autos or even similar 9mm products? Revolvers can be fired from inside a pocket or purse without malfunctioning, giving a bad guy or gal the surprise of a lifetime. Revolvers are also operate using the original point-and-click interface, and malfunctions in wheel guns are typically much fewer and farther between than with affordably priced semi-autos. It is an economical revolver without all the fancy stuff, but with everything it has to shoot. That starts with a cylinder that holds the typical 5 rounds, a barrel length of 2 inches, and an overall length of 6.5 inches. It is chambered for the good old 38 Special plus P. It does come with a heavier weight of 22.2 ounces, but that is a workhorse and weight helps with recoil mitigation. Thanks to the plus P, you can use some hotter loads to achieve more performance on target. Also, The weight does come from the fact that it is all stainless steel. That makes it really rugged and reliable. Also, the matte finish gives it a cool look. The polymer grips it comes with are comfortable and easy to use. You can control the muzzle flip without too much effort. That is especially important when using hotter loads. The front sights are not necessarily the best on the market, but they do their job while avoiding snagging. As you are more in a point-and-shoot situation when it comes to self-defense, it does not matter too much anyway. When you pull the trigger, you might notice some stacking, but it is not too much. Given the fact that you get this revolver for less than $300, that is no reason to complain. Rock Island M206. I'm a fan of hard-working 38 calories revolvers for personal protection. They're reliable, simple to operate, and pack a solid level of stopping power when loaded properly. But not everyone who wants a defensive revolver can shell out the kind of cash needed for some models. Rock Island delivers great gun for reasonable prices. The M206 revolver is no exception. It comes with a good finish, not necessarily slick, but good enough, and it functions flawlessly. It is a workhorse meant to be used for training and for self-defense. For that, it does not have to be beautiful but sturdy and reliable, and that one the M206 is. To do its job, it comes with a barrel length of 2.15 inches. Unloaded, it weighs 25 ounces. You might think that is excessive, but do not forget that it is the mass that soaks up recoil. In other words, heavier guns are more comfortable to shoot. Also, for this weight, it does have an ace up its sleeve. That is its capacity, which is not 5 but 6 rounds. The overall length is 7.75 inches, making it still fairly concealable. The low-mounted, spade-shaped hammer spur of the double-action model is unlike any other modern hammer that I've worked with so far. The deeply curved, smooth-faced trigger is housed in a rounded trigger guard. A transfer bar safety prevents the revolver from firing if bumped or dropped. Let me be clear with revolver fans who have an eye for aesthetics. The M206 is not going to win any beauty contests. It is a simple, all-steel revolver that sacrifices outward refinements for cost savings. The parkerized and nickel finishes were properly applied, if not necessarily attractive. Opening the cylinder revealed casting and grinder marks that one would not see on more expensive 38s. However, the most important reason to buy this revolver is its price. You can get it for less than $300. Smith & Wesson 642 AirWeight. Coming from Smith & Wesson, the 642 is just everything you expect it to be. That is especially important as you trust your life with it if you carry it concealed. The only problem is the integral front sight. As such, it is robust and takes abuse without losing its zero. But you cannot change it for a sight you would like better. Overall, the 642 has a length of 6.3 inches, with a barrel length of 1 7/8 inches. The cylinder holds 5 rounds. It weighs 14.6 ounces. The synthetic grips are comfortable, and it's easy to control the recoil. The sights on the 642 are very lacking. They're standard revolver sights. The front sight is milled into the barrel, and the rear sight is milled into the top of the frame. They work, they aren't great, and they're not going to help you hit targets at a distance. You're going to have to pick ammo that will shoot to what these sights are already regulated for. These stainless color sights don't work well, especially if you're shooting at a bright white target. Stainless colored sights tend to wash out and become very hard to see. So if you're planning to shoot this gun for accuracy versus using it as a belly gun, then you're going to want to spend some time trying different ammo to see what shoots, point of aim, point of impact in the gun. This gun is aluminum, so any areas that have scratches will oxidize over, and you don't have to worry about damaging the gun beyond an aesthetic standpoint. The simple design and its natural pointability make this gun great for concealed carry and quick drawing. The grips can be replaced to make them fit you better if necessary. The price of this beauty is below $450. And that is all for today. Consider giving us a like if you find this video helpful, and tell us what you think in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again in the next episode.